For thousands of years, long before airplanes, shipping containers, or global trade agreements, there existed a network of pathways that connected the ancient world. A 7,000-kilometer route stretching from China to the Mediterranean, weaving across deserts, mountains, kingdoms, and empires. This was the Silk Road, the world's first superhighway of culture, commerce, and civilization. The Silk Road began during the Han Dynasty of China, around 130 BCE, when the Chinese Emperor Wu sent his emissary Genghis Khan westward. He wasn't trying to start global trade. He wanted allies. What he discovered instead was a world of new cultures, horses, and spices, a world China didn't know existed. Soon caravans loaded with silk, jade, tea, and porcelain began their long journey westward. In return, they brought gold, silver, glassware, purpits, and one of the most important imports of all, ideas. Silk was the prized treasure of the East. Soft, glowing, impossibly delicate, the Romans were so obsessed with it that they tried to ban it, claiming it weakened Roman morals. But demand only grew. Roman gold flowed eastward, Chinese silk flowed westward, and the Silk Road became the engine of ancient globalization. This vast network wasn't a single road. It was hundreds of branching routes. One path crossed the towering Pamir Mountains, often called the roof of the world. Another cut through the blazing Taklamakan Desert, where temperatures could kill a traveler in hours. To survive, merchants traveled in caravans, long lines of camels carrying goods across the impossible. Along these routes rose powerful oasis cities, Samarkand, Bukhara, Kashgar, and Dunhuang. These were not just trading posts, they were cultural melting pots. Persian merchants spoke Chinese. Indian monks met Greek philosophers. Central Asian nomads exchanged stories with Roman travelers. Every culture that touched the Silk Road was changed by it. But trade was only half the story. The Silk Road also carried religion, science, language, and innovation. Buddhism traveled from India to China and Japan. Islam spread into Central Asia. Paper, a Chinese invention, moved toward the Islamic world, then to Europe, igniting revolutions in literacy. Gunpowder, compasses, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, everything flowed across this ancient network. But with goods and ideas came danger. Bandits roamed the mountains. Caravans vanished into sandstorms. Disease traveled too, most famously the Black Death, which spread from Asia to Europe along Silk Road routes in the 14th century, changing the world forever. For more than 1,500 years, the Silk Road shaped empires. The Mongols under Genghis Khan revitalized the route in the 1200s, creating a single massive empire that made travel safer than ever before. Under Mongol rule, merchants could cross from Beijing to Baghdad under one passport. But eventually, the Silk Road began to fade. New sea routes, faster ships, and rising European powers made the long overland journeys less profitable. By the 1500s, the golden era of the Silk Road had come to an end. Yet its legacy never disappeared. The Silk Road didn't just move goods, it moved ideas, cultures, beliefs, and technologies that shaped the entire world. It showed humanity that we are connected, that distant civilizations can learn from one another, and that trade can build bridges wider than oceans. Today, the Silk Road is remembered not just as a trade route but as one of history's greatest symbols of cultural exchange, a reminder that even in ancient times the world was more connected than we ever imagined. If you enjoy journeys into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because the story of the Silk Road is only one chapter in the world's epic history.